Well, it's been a while for sure.
Yeah, it has.
I remember, I was kind of thinking because remember last year how we were like, oh man, we got some good stuff for the next year, and then I think this is only our second podcast of the year. Life happens though, you
Yeah,
know.
it does. I think it is our second. Yeah.
Life does happen. I know I got a job beginning of the year, and then yeah, just busy and stuff. But a lot has happened since our last podcast. We went.
Oh yeah.
We went shooting.
Biden fell down.
And we also Ryan had his bachelor party in Herman.
Ryan has bachelor party. Ryan has gotten married. That was
He's
a good
a married
wedding.
man.
It was a great wedding.
You were the best man. You gave a speech.
I gave a speech.
Well,
And
it was quite emotional.
I didn't cry during the speech.
You didn't cry during the speech.
I didn't cry. I thought I would, but I didn't.
You were so nervous.
I think so. I think I just forgot to cry. But
and Cruz is here. Last time Cruz was on camera, he was probably just really small.
Yeah, he was probably only like 10 weeks or something.
Now he's a big boy.
Yeah, he's full grown now. But we have a different setup, so now you can actually see him walking around.
Yeah, we do have a little setup. I like it actually. I kind of like it.
It's more. I feel more relaxed.
Yeah,
this way.
yeah. And if we have a guest, they could just chill like right here or something.
Just right on my lap. But this is more relaxed. I mean, if we had a guest, we got to change it back. That's fine. It takes 5 minutes. It's not a big deal.
Yeah, but no, I like this.
But I do like the just. I'm super casual, and I like to just.
This is more comfortable than the other chair I was using, and that's probably more comfortable than the bucket.
I was
you were
using an
sitting
end
on.
table, and then a bucket.
Yeah,
and then a 5-gallon bucket. Yeah, because remember when Nick was here? The end table broke.
Down.
Yeah, the end table. It was on its last leg. But then it turned to a 5-gallon bucket with a couple cheap pillows from IKEA on it, which are behind me.
Right there, right next to Tom's face.
Yeah, right next to Tom's face.
And you get to see a little more of the backdrop, maybe.
That's true too. I like this backdrop. This is like one of my favorite parts of the house. Actually, is just.
Oh, there we go. That's better for lighting.
You got to be careful because Cruz is walking over the cables and might trip up the camera or something. That's all right. But no, Herman. We did do a podcast where we spoke about Herman. The first time we went for my
for your birthday.
It was my 30th. That's what it was for. I forgot why we were down there. And we had about 8 of us. I would say
this time
we had about 8 of us. And
for Ryan's bachelor party.
I had so much fun.
That was a great time.
I had an absolute blast.
I don't think you can go to Herman and not have a good time. I just think it's like the level of, kind of like bourbon. There's not a bad bourbon,
right?
But but there's ones that are better than the others.
I think that we had such a good. I don't think we would have had as a good time if it wasn't for that house.
I agree. That house
100%
was what, like 8 bedrooms,
like 9 beds or something.
Yeah, 9, and didn't all of them have like their own bathroom?
I had a full bath.
I had a full bath.
You had a full bath. Brian had a full bath.
Yeah, because I threw up in it.
Preston, Tucker, and AJ stayed up like in the attic.
In the attic, yeah. With like a retro Nintendo game system. You had to blow in the cartridge.
Yeah, to blow in the cartridge.
We only played for like 5 minutes, and that was it because we were like, time to move on.
Yeah, time to move on.
AJ, one of the bigger guys, like kind of like me, had to sleep on like a twin little kid mattress on the floor.
He never complained though. He was fine with it.
He's a good chap.
I'm so glad I had my own room though.
Me too. Yeah, me too.
Like we were spoiled. I remember when we first walked in, I'm like, this is too much. Like we don't need something this nice. I don't need something that nice, but having that house down there that we stayed in, I think made it 30% more fun.
I agree. Knowing that you had like a nice place that was going to be,
a home
have
base.
AC if you need it.
Yeah, had AC.
They had an old wine cellar where we had the first night we got 4th Street pizza. We got 4th Street pizza and we went down to the wine cellar at the big table and had our pizza.
That was awesome. That was
cool.
Yeah,
that was
had a little
cool.
winding staircase down to like an old cellar that they found when they were renovating the place.
And then AJ brought a crap ton of Jello shots.
Like 80.
80. And I think the second day we were there, they started handing them out. Because they had these windows that you could just open up.
Yeah, like the whole first floor, like the wall facing the street was just a bunch of windows, and I think most of them opened.
Like legit, like just opened up. Yeah,
just opened up to the street. So they were
handing out Jello shots.
Yeah, they were handing out Jello shots. People that walked by.
Yeah,
there was literally
cool.
literally a distillery right across the street.
Yeah.
Lion's Choice.
Lionheart.
Oh yeah, you were in the hat. The Lionheart, which we took a tour of that place. That was good. I mean, Herman's just a great time.
I will say the first night we got there, I wanted to go to Hogshead, and they were on vacation. Literally, like my favorite place to go to down there. They were closed that week only.
I felt really bad for you because I remember as soon as we walked,
I was like a kid going to school. I had my pipe, and like I was excited. I was like,
yeah. When we walked up, I was like, they're not closed.
No
are they?
way.
It's a Friday. They're not closed.
Yeah.
And I see a sign that they're off for vacation.
Yeah. Which is funny because
I remember looking back at you in your face, man. You're like, no.
I was like, oh my gosh, and I took a picture and sent it to Maddie.
I felt really bad for you. I mean, I like the place too.
Yeah.
I really like that place. But that's your place.
It's funny too though, because funny enough, Maddie and I went there for a little honeymoon too.
Yeah.
Thanksgiving. And I remember talking to the owner, the lady who was like, it's cool because you'll go in and she'll have like a big old stogie in and sipping on some like all they do is you can smoke in there, not cigarettes, but like tobacco, pipes and cigars and stuff.
Right.
And then they'll serve whiskey neat, and that's it. You don't no special drinks, no ice.
Not even on the rocks. So,
Yep. And well, when we were there for a honeymoon, I remember she talked about going on vacation after the Thanksgiving last year, and then she threw out another date, and that must have been the date that we went because I totally forgot. But I was like, she must have said this.
Had to have been.
So that was kind of funny, but yeah, I had a great time. Went on the wine tour, of course. You have to, which
I don't need to go next time on the wine tour.
Yeah, I agree.
I don't need to go on that. Once when you kind of do it once, you're like, okay. And it's like one of those days where it's like, you're spending them at wineries. You could be spending that downtown doing stuff too.
Yeah.
And I kind of want to spend more time downtown.
I mean, personally, I know you're a wine guy, but I'm more of and I know you're more of a bourbon guy too, but you like wine as well.
I do like wine.
I'm not a big wine guy.
I do like it.
I would have liked to stay at, but that's just personal. Like I would have liked, dude, if they were open, I would have stayed at Hogshead.
That freaking meat place we stayed at.
Oh, that was disgusting.
It was actually gross.
That was I'm not, obviously you could tell I'm not too picky on food. That place was disgusting.
I've never
that was horrible.
I've never actually eaten at a restaurant where I'm like, that's was bad. Disgusting.
Yeah. Like I want a refund.
Oh, it was so bad.
It was bad.
You walk in, it smells like barbecue. You're like, all right, they got like a little bar over here where they have seltzers and stuff like that and beer, and you can go buy meat there. You can go have a plate of like a bratwurst or pulled pork. I had the pulled pork sandwich, which it tasted like something Jeffrey Dahmer made.
It
was so gross.
And I don't even know why I got this. Maybe because I was just in the moment, but I got sauerkraut, like sausage with like cheese on it. First off, I hate sauerkraut. I don't know why I got that. I'm never eating. I don't know. Well, when in Rome, we were in a German town and they like sauerkraut there. Sure. And I got it. Sauerkraut, regardless whether it's good sauerkraut or bad, I don't like it. But even the sausage itself was just bad.
Yeah, and one of the guys we were with, Tucker, he got 2 of those, and he said they weren't that bad.
He chowed them down, man.
He said they're like, that was pretty good.
Tucker can chow down.
Are you serious? That was gross. I mean, we went there in the middle of the wine tour because we needed a grease coat, and I get that. But that was not good.
Yeah.
I will never go back there again.
Yeah.
I will tell people, do not go on that place.
Yeah.
Jeffrey Dahmer works there.
He's in the back.
He's in the back. Like that. Oh, it's so gross.
Yeah. Yeah, it was not my favorite. Next time we all go, we'll have to go to Doxy Slush.
Yeah.
We should have went there instead, but we didn't. There. But next time we'll go, they serve really good food.
I think Ryan wanted to try that place. And I would have too.
But I think his brother was like, "Oh, we should try this. I hear good stuff about it."
Yeah, he hadn't been
something
there
like
yet
that.
either.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so that was everybody's first.
I think that was everyone's first time, and I think his brother Chad apologized. Like, sorry, guys, I just didn't know.
Yeah,
I'm like,
no, okay. That's okay.
It is what it is.
Yeah.
And I threw Taylor's full drink out on accident, and he was all mad at me.
He was mad about that. Oh, that's funny.
Whatever.
That's funny.
He'll get over it. But Herman was a freaking awesome trip.
It was awesome.
We
went to Lionheart Whiskey, and were you there for the tour? You were there for the tour.
Yeah.
Yeah, you went to the tour.
Oh yeah,
which is really cool.
I was well inebriated even before the tour.
Yeah, you were pretty good.
And
yeah,
that was a good time.
And then we did a old fashioned class, which old fashions were good. I got like $120 kit there, or $100 kit there, and I made a couple people some old fashions back at the house. Remember, they gave us the ice molds. And we tried to make clear ice by.
No, it kind of worked.
It's clearer than normal.
It kind of.
But you know what? So I guess one of the things you do is you have to boil water, and then while it's still hot, you pour it in the ice molds, right? And
Which
then
is what we did.
You put it in the freezer. Well, I think so. I tried it at home too, and it just doesn't work.
Maybe you got to boil it longer because
I tried to boil mine
I think
a little
we
longer.
put it in the
We did
thing.
ours quick in Herman.
As soon as it started boiling, we put it in there because we were pretty inebriated, and we're like, "Oh, put it in there,"
We put it actually. We boiled the hot water in a tea kettle.
Yeah, a legit tea kettle, and it whistled when it's hot, when it's ready.
Yep.
And it didn't whistle.
It wasn't even
It
ready.
wasn't even a whistle
Yeah.
yet. But
it was just we just put your finger in like, damn, that's hot, and we.
That was such a good time. I mean,
But I still, I'm glad I got the kit. I mean, I love old fashions and stuff, so that was good. And then, so that
do you
was
still have some of that kit left?
Yeah,
the cherries
so,
and the oranges and
oh yeah, I have all that stuff except for unfortunately except for the cherries because we have ants in our apartment. We put poison out and that seems to take care of the problem. But I had cherries out from old fashioned and ants were all up in it and stuff, so I had to throw that away. Unfortunately,
that's okay.
But I still got like the vanilla
they're
syrup they
maraschino
use. Yeah.
Well,
Well,
so I told myself because they have a couple distilleries down there and. One's that Copper Mule place, and I was going to grab a bottle and bring it for the guy that I work with who's a big whiskey.
by the way, Copper Mule is like our first stop. Every time we go down there, every Friday we get
Copper
down there.
Mule.
Some people pretty good.
I liked it better than Lion's Choice.
Lion's Heart.
As far as Lion's Heart, as far as the taste.
The taste, yeah.
The taste. I mean, Lion's Heart is a great bourbon or whatever you want to call it, but that Copper Mule place, it was more of a me type of flavor.
Yeah.
Best pulled pork sandwiches I've probably had in a long time.
Oh man, their
Cruz.
Cruz. Yeah, their food was good, and their drinks were pretty solid too. I did get some chicken rub, some meat rub.
Oh yeah,
and I also got some barbecue sauce. And the barbecue sauce, it's a little it's good on the spoon, but when you put it with a lot of stuff. It's okay
because I've only had that on the spoon and it was freaking awesome.
Yeah, it was amazing, so that's why I bought it. And then
but it's not that great with like food, you think?
Well, it's good, but it's not my favorite.
Okay. It's really sweet,
but
which
I
like
say
a sweet barbecue.
The dry rub is really good.
Okay.
Really good. Put that on some chicken, put it in an air fryer. Really good.
Yeah. And if you're watching, Cruz has joined the podcast.
Yep.
He's up. You can see how big he's gotten.
Perfect coat of fur. Beautiful boy.
Don't chew on the pillows.
Chewing on his pillows.
Don't you dare chew on the pillows, you.
So, great time. Something that I thought was just a scene out of like, I don't know, a movie or something that you just tell people about. So they were handing out shots to people when we were winding down. We were about to go to dinner actually because Chad had to call to reserve Fenois.
Yes.
To reserve us eating there, which by the way, I got the burger there. Amazing.
I had pulled pork tacos. Amazing. And AJ got grilled cheese. Best grilled cheese sandwich I've ever had in my life. That was a gourmet
Their
grilled
burger
cheese.
was really good.
Okay.
So before we go to dinner, these two older ladies are walking outside.
60,
silver hair, and one of them
one's dressed like a librarian. one's wearing overalls.
Yeah, one's in overalls.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if they started. I think what happened was AJ can talk with anybody, and he was talking with them, and I was in the kitchen, and I hear AJ like, yeah, come on in, just take a look around. Like, and she's like, no, I don't know if I should. Like, I always walk by, and I've always wanted to see it, but I've never been in. And the next thing I know, one of the older lady in the overalls was like, that's it, I'm going in. And she came in with her friend, and they come over to the kitchen. We start talking. We're like, hey, nice to meet you.
Yeah.
And she's like, wow, this is great. I never do this. And like, it was pretty cool. But anyways, one of the ladies started taking shots with us. She took like 2 or 3 shots. You remember that?
I do. It was the one not in overalls.
Correct.
The librarian.
The
really long, kind of blonde hair. Yeah.
Yeah. And so she started taking shots with us. The other lady didn't do any shots, but somehow, I don't know, she pulls out this little mason jar. She pulls it out and it's got like 5 hand-rolled joints in it and a lighter. I was like, what the heck? So I mean, it was crazy.
It
was like, holy crap.
Who carries that in their overalls?
It was so surprising. So then so they ended up leaving, and we ended up going to dinner. And that night, remember, we all went back to the place, and they all went to train something or the Loose Caboose.
They went to Lou's Caboose. I had drank too much that day. I was done.
Yeah, but it was just me and you in the place.
Yeah,
and Jaron was on you were on the couch like watching TV, like you were sleeping.
I was done.
But I had my music up like as loud as it could go, and I was dancing.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, man, all right, I want to dance. So I'm like, Jaron, I'm heading out. So
yeah, you asked me if I'm like, do you want to go to Lou's Caboose? I'm like, no.
So I left. You ended up going to bed, and I walked to Lou's Caboose and going there. We're all dancing. The boys are in there. We're all having a good time dancing, and it starts raining, I think, on our way back and stuff. And then
it was a rainy night.
I drank too much, so I got up that morning and I ended up throwing up.
Oh, you did?
But I cleaned it.
You got in the toilet?
Oh yeah,
you didn't get
I did.
On the side?
Then I took a shower and I sobered up a little bit, so that was good. But
I felt great.
I just couldn't believe these two older ladies come in. One of them, mason jar full of hand rolled joints. It's like, what in the world?
What is going on here?
Yeah,
what is going on?
It was crazy. It was so much fun though. That has to be a yearly trip we do, man. That has to be.
It has to be. Yeah.
That was. I mean, it's right next to.
I may go down there again this year.
Yeah. Okay.
By myself,
yeah.
or if someone wants to go with me, we'll go.
Okay.
It's like a quick weekend. We'll get we'll get a cheap Airbnb.
Yeah.
I get the bed next to the AC unit though.
Okay.
And that's it.
I mean, in the location where this house was that we were at, right next to my two favorite places, Lionheart and Hogshead.
Hogshead, yeah.
Right down the street. And then, of course, you got to get 4th Street Pizza when you're down there. Best pizza in town.
Mm-hmm.
Probably the only pizza in town, actually. But
yeah,
it's actually really dang good.
It was a really good bachelor weekend. And
then about a month.
I'm addicted to Herman now. I love that.
Herman's, I mean, it's 3 hours away. It's a good little trip for like a getaway weekend or something. It's,
perfect.
I do wish we went to Blackshire. I forgot about Blackshire, though, to be honest with you, once we got down there.
Yeah, we didn't go
I love Blackshire.
That's what I'm saying. We shouldn't do the wine tour again.
Yeah.
We should go like bar hop, restaurant hop down there.
Yeah.
That's what we should do
good.
next time.
Yeah.
Like just spend a whole Saturday.
We saw Thor again. He was at Fenwa.
Oh!
Thor was there.
Yeah. So, of course, we're at Fenwa. And Fenwa was like a memory lapse for me, but I remember it being good food.
It was really good.
But
I just remember seeing Thor there. And then,
I go, hey, you're Thor, right? And he's like, yeah, you look familiar. I was like, yeah, I was back here back in August. And that was it. You know,
yeah.
End of conversation. But I should have asked him where Sable was.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe I did.
I don't know.
Maybe I did. I think I did.
You were feeling good, though. I think we were all feeling pretty good,
the whole group was like,
yeah.
We were like the only. There was one. We were the group. We were a group in there, and then there was one other group in there. That was probably a bachelorette party or something.
Do you remember the first night or second night we were there? We were listening to that guy play guitar, and this guy came up.
Yeah,
and he starts talking about his wife.
Okay. Like the first night we were there, we were at
he was like saying stuff about his wife. Like, dude, what is wrong with you?
We were at the Cellar Bar first night.
Yeah,
first night. And we all, at least for me, we all hit it pretty hard that first night. The second night, I kind of took it a little bit easy. But what are you chewing on, Cruz? But anyway, we roll in there, and there's 3 couples that sit at a table next to us, and we're listening to live music, which I thought he did great. I like that space. It was a good space. It was a good night, perfect weather, perfect temperature, not humid one bit. And dude, this guy with his wife, who I have a crush on still, and he was like saying all this crazy stuff about his wife, and he was, I'll say this, he was very vocal.
Oh, and then, vulgar.
He was very vulgar.
You guys care if some wet ABs come over here? They're our wives, but it's totally cool.
Yeah,
dude, he was
he was vulgar,
and his friends and wife are like acting like nothing was going on. Like this is
normal.
Yeah,
like this is normal stuff. And then him and his wife start like dancing.
Yeah,
and I had a $5 bill in my pocket. I'm like, I'm gonna go throw it on them, but they stopped dancing before I can get up. But
you remember he bought us he
bought us a round of shots,
and he
bought us a bucket.
Yeah,
and I was like, okay. Me and Ryan looked at each other like, yep, we need to return the favor. So me and Ryan went down to the bar, and I bought 6 shots of whiskey, just Jack, and it was like $50, and none of them even took it.
Yeah.
They didn't even take it. I was like, hey guys, we gotta return the favor, and they're like, oh,
Yeah.
well, no, we're not gonna do that. I'm like, I spent $50 on this.
Yeah. You better
so
drink
we ended
it.
up taking them, but Tucker kept just bringing buckets of beer up, and then Chad went and go and brought a bucket.
Yeah,
like,
man.
I don't
keep
know
them flowing, boys.
I don't know if we can keep going, guys. But that was a good.
He's chewing on that power cord.
Hey,
he's gonna get electrocuted, boy.
No, you seen that cat from Christmas Vacation? It's gonna be you in a second if you keep chewing on that.
Yeah,
buddy.
boy, you gonna get electrocuted.
Quit chewing on
man.
that. He's looking at me like,
"What are you talking? He doesn't even. What the hell is you talking about?"
But Herman was a good time.
Great time every time. So about a month later, their wedding happened. You were the best man. You gave a great speech.
Thank you.
Let's talk about the drama that happened on like not even like wedding drama, but like so we got our suits, right? And Ryan in all the text says, "Oh, bring a white shirt." I thought he was talking about a white undershirt because I think for my wedding, I think everybody got a white shirt with their suit.
Yep.
So I just assumed, he's going to get us white suits or white shirts. Nope. I was the first one to show up, and I have my backpack, and I have a rolled up white T-shirt in my backpack. And then you're the second one to show up, and you come up with this long white shirt. And
my white shirt.
And I'm like, oh my gosh, I fricked up. I was like, oh my gosh, how am I gonna do this? Maddie was out with Addie going to the farmer's market and stuff, and I was like, I brought a dang white T-shirt and not a white dress shirt for underneath the suit. So I pull you out, and I'm like, Jaren, can I talk to you? And I'm like, hey, man. Ryan said bring a white shirt. I brought a white T-shirt. And I'm like, can you drive?
Thought we were going to tie-dye shirts that morning or something.
Yeah. And I'm like, dude, can you drive me home to get my T-shirt? I'll pay for gas. And it took you a couple beats, but you're like, you pull the keys out of your pocket and you're like,
I'm not driving you home.
Yeah,
we're both not leaving.
Yeah. So I was like, you're like, take this, take it. And I'm like, oh my gosh, thank you so much. And then you were like, don't scratch it though.
Yeah, don't mess my truck
so
up.
I ended up having to take your truck home, which your truck drives amazingly, by the way.
Thank you.
And so I was like, oh, please let this shirt like be in my closet, and it was, and I was like, oh, crisis averted. But I guess you told Ryan like Kyle's got to go make a run.
Yeah, I went back in the room after you left. And I was like, Kyle's gonna be gone a minute, and he didn't even. He's just like, okay, all right,
yeah.
And then, well, we need to go out and do this or that. I'm like, oh, he forgot his shirt. He did? I was like, yeah, he brought a T-shirt, like a white undershirt. And he goes, well, at least he found out now and not later.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that's true. So that was it. That was the end of the conversation.
And then
I went and told Ryan's dad.
You did. That's all right. It's funny.
I was like, you won't believe this.
And then there was something that happened to you on that day. Oh, you had written your best man speech.
So I'll talk. Okay, so I'll tell kind of the quick story because a few months ago, even before the wedding, I did tell Ryan that I had planned. I was just going to wing it, as I wing mostly everything in my life, and it usually works out. And I'm going to wing the speech. It's going to be short and sweet, and we're going to get to drinking and partying. Okay, no problem. Until about a week before the wedding, I kind of thought that, I shouldn't do that. I want to be more sincere, and I want to make sure I remember everything.
What you want to say.
Say what I want to say. So I was at work on a Saturday, and it was a really slow day. So I just started like vomiting words down in a Word document. And this is 100% true, it was like, okay, I need to stretch my legs. I'm about halfway through. I had written 6 pages front and back. 6 pages front and back. 12 font, by the way. I mean, proper spacing. Proper spacing. Cruz, stop. Proper spacing. And I actually called my sister. And I said, hey, how long is too long for a best man speech? She goes, well, how long is yours? I'm like, I don't know. It's at least 10 minutes right now. She's like, I'd listen to it. I was like, well, you're my sister. Of course you would. So I was like, I can't do this. And I basically told the entire half of the entire story of me and Ryan, how we met and all just stories. I got caught up in just like reminiscing is what I did.
Yeah.
So I printed off the paper, stapled it together. I go home that night, that afternoon from work, and I put it on my coffee table. I'm like, I can't do this. I'm gonna have to redo this. And I'd read through it a couple times. I'm like, whatever. So I put it on the coffee table, piss on it, and then later that night, I accidentally fell asleep on the couch, as I sometimes do. You're up late watching a movie, you don't realize how tired you are. I fell asleep. Well, I woke up about 2 a.m. to it in 5 or 6 pieces all over my living room floor. The dog got it. And I really wasn't even upset about it. I'm just like, wasn't meant to be. I wasn't too hyped about the speech anyway, so I'll just handwrite something that I think will be good, whatever. Cruz, calm down. So anyway, a couple days before the wedding, I had written what I thought was going to be perfect. Going to be the perfect thing to do, perfect thing to say. It was a couple pages long, and I was rehearsing it and made sure I wanted to say what's right, and I was like, cool. So I folded it up, I put it on my coffee table before I had left Saturday morning to go to the wedding, and right when I'm taking as I'm driving to the venue, I am going through it in my head. I'm like, okay, yeah, I got that part down, whatever. And as I'm taking the exit for the wedding venue, I realized I left it at home on the coffee table.
So we both forgot something.
I was like, at that point, I was like, no. I was so mad at myself. But that exit also has a target. Take a left, I think it was. I was like, because I didn't want to pull into the venue parking lot.
And just sit there.
And rewrite a speech. I have a backpack that I always carry with me, and it's always got paper in it, a pen or whatever in it. So luckily, I had a couple pieces of paper in there out of a notebook. And so I pulled in the Target parking lot, and I spent 4 or 5 minutes, and I just scribbled some stuff down. A lot of it I memorized. I'll give it that. And that was my speech. So at the beginning of my speech, I learned in college in a speech class that not always, but you should always start your speech with a story to kind of pull people in. I'm like, I'm going to tell them how the speech came about and stuff. And the speech was probably half as long as what I thought the final speech was, but it's okay. I think it worked out. And
well, I will say, it was a really good speech, and I think the time was perfect.
Good.
I think so, because I think people do get in a situation where, when they're the best man or they're trying to talk, about their best friend or someone that means a lot to them, that they do get caught up in reminiscing, and they want to say everything instead of just picking certain things.
Oh man, I literally had basically the first time we met, which I couldn't tell you a single point, but
I thought it'd be cool if you went back. I thought it'd be cool if you went back and wrote the long speech again and just gave it to him instead of saying it. Maybe
I don't even really remember it because I literally was just like I said, I was vomiting words down on a Word document, trying to make it flow, and I just got caught up in reminiscing.
And the 2 old ladies from Herman were there. No, but it was cool. I mean, music was good, and
I'm glad there wasn't liquor there.
I'm
actually glad that they only had beer and wine.
Yeah,
because if they had liquor there, I think the party would have gotten maybe too out of hand. So I'm glad they kind of chose to only do that.
And the venue they went at is right across the street from where I work.
Yeah, so the rehearsal dinner was, of course, Friday evening, and we took a shuttle from the hotel or the venue, whatever you want to call it, and got to go see you at work.
At work.
But I left early that night. I was the first one to leave, of course, like I usually am anymore these days. No, it was a good time. It was a great wedding. I had fun. It was a memorable wedding, and I liked how the ceremony was pretty short. It was. I mean,
I think most of them are, unless they're very.
They are, but I've been to some wedding ceremonies and stuff where I feel like they just drag.
Yeah,
but no, it was good.
Weather was good too. Weather was good.
Weather was perfect. You couldn't ask for better weather. It was 70, 75.
It was good. Yeah,
each day that weekend, and that was a good time. I was really glad to be a part of it. I really was.
Yeah.
But
I mean, I was too. It was really, really good. Everybody looked sharp. So it was a lot of fun. So after the wedding, this last weekend, we went shooting. Went to your brother-in-law and sister's place.
yeah, so
And
Memorial Day, that's where we went. I got you, your wife Maddie, and then AJ and his wife Desiree, and my parents were actually there, and of course my sister and my brother-in-law and their 2 kids, and we decided just to have a day of shooting clays and blowing up tannerite, and after we got done with that, we cooled off in the pool, which was awesome.
play a little pool volleyball.
It got pretty heated.
Your mom was the ball chaser. She was
we kept
thank you, Deanna.
We kept hitting the ball outside the pool, and she was the chaser of that. But no, we had a good time. I shot well. You shot really well for the first time shooting clays.
Yeah. So we shot clays, and
you're natural,
and that was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun shooting clays.
Cruz.
I think he wants to sit up here with me. Yeah, we shot clays. I got to shoot my pistol again. I really get to shoot it. Maddie was able to shoot it for the first time. And I mean, there's a lot of fun. Your dad brought a crossbow. We had tannerite that we shot. AJ's wife Desiree did a good. She kicked us off with the tannerite shot with the AR-15.
She shot well.
She did shoot well. She did shoot well. Yep.
And she was so scared. She was so nervous to shoot.
Maddie
that.
was too.
Understandably.
Oh yeah, if it's your first time in hardly ever since you were a teenager doing it. Yeah, I mean it can be a little intimidating, but after they started shooting, they loved it. And
I'm glad they had a good time.
Oh, they had a great time. And
I'm really glad they did.
AJ had his mom's pistol. I think was it a 20? Is this right? A 25
caliber?
caliber? You never hear about that anymore. But
I knew they existed, but I've actually never shot one. I never did. I didn't really care to. But
well, Maddie loved it because it didn't kick as much as my 9mm. And but I would say the highlight. Honestly, I really like shooting skeet. It was the first time I ever did. I used one of AJ's 3 shotguns and. It was pretty hot out there. Like if the shotguns, he just sneezed on my toe.
Yeah, he likes it, dude. He sneezes on feet. He sneezes on my. He'll go from the kitchen to just sneeze on my feet. He's ridiculous.
What's your problem, boy?
He has to sneeze on a person.
Yeah,
he's rude.
He doesn't want to get boogers on the floor. You have to clean it up. You're gonna take a shower every night. I mean,
yeah,
he's a good boy.
Way.
No, but shooting skeet was really fun. We played knockout, and I had a lot of fun doing knockout.
I'm really glad you guys had fun.
That was a lot of fun.
And you shot well. You're a natural.
Well, thank you.
At clay shooting,
I mean, like I said, dude, it was fun. It was fun. 12 gauge. I was a little sore the next day, but I think you're going to be sore anyways.
We shot a lot.
We did.
We had a great time doing it.
I think we probably would have shot more maybe if it wasn't hot. I think it was pretty hot.
It was really hot and humid. There wasn't really any clouds out that day. And,
do you remember the crossbow? And your dad shot it, hit the target. You shot it, hit the target. I shot it.
You shot it way
and I hit left. But the thing was,
and AJ did too.
Here's the thing though, your dad and he was just joking. He was like, "Watch out, Kyle's got some kick." So I was, I do what you're never supposed to do when you shoot. I was kind of anticipating a kick. So, I shanked it left. AJ shanked it right, but then after that, it was fun. That's pretty cool. That's a cool
little
thing.
It has as much kick as a BB gun, and it is kind of a cool thing to have out there. It was my dad. He brought it because he's like, we'll shoot clays, we'll shoot tannerite, and then we'll take a break with the crossbow, something quiet. I'm glad he did because that was a good choice.
Yeah,
and then we went back to clay shooting. I don't know how many rounds of knockout we played. I think 4.
Yep.
Did you win one?
No, I didn't win one because I'll tell you what happened. You cheated.
How do you cheat?
You shot a clay on the ground and
no,
said,
I didn't.
Yes, you did.
No, I didn't.
I shot it. It exploded. Thing landed. You shot it, and you said, "Well, I win." And Desiree's like, "He won."
Yes, because I did. I shot the piece.
Okay, I just didn't see it.
I'm
sure you did. I
did.
I believe you.
Sure, I did.
I believe
Everyone
you.
there
I believe you.
who saw it happen was like, "Yeah, Jaron
your dad
hit
didn't
it."
see it, and I trust your dad.
Yeah, he couldn't say because he didn't see it.
But it was a lot of fun. I mean, it was great. Knockout's fun. We did have a little oopsie doopsie. AJ, if you're listening to this, you know what you did.
What an idiot!
What you did, but It was a lot of
So
fun.
first rules of gun safety is if you want to check to see if the firearm is unloaded, you don't pull the trigger. That's what he decided to do. And luckily, the shotgun was aimed at the ground, and also luckily his foot wasn't sitting right under the barrel.
Or it hit the power cable to the...
Yeah, we had this the power cable for the pedal for the thrower. He missed it by an inch. So if he hit that, our day was done with that. and Brent would have been pissed because that's his thrower.
Yeah.
I don't think there's replacement parts for those, but yeah. He was embarrassed, as he should have been.
Yeah.
But you know what? He'll never do that again. And if he does, then he's a real idiot.
So earlier you were talking about, I've never really shot shotguns or been into it.
He will not. You calm down, sir.
You're over there trying to tell a story. You're like having to fight him. You need to calm down, buddy, okay?
He's annoying right now.
You need to calm down, sir. No.
You go lay down. Oh, he sees himself on camera.
He's
He's
frozen.
Ridiculous.
But I didn't know this. Like I don't know anything about shotguns, and I didn't know there was like a different kind of weight to the shells. I didn't, and honestly, I thought the lower the number on the shotgun meant the higher caliber it was. But it's the opposite. Opposite's true. But what was like the weight we were using on our shells?
Like 7.5. Really light.
And is that good for clay? Like, is that normal for clays?
Oh yeah.
Can you go lighter?
No, I don't know on 12 gauge.
Oh, okay.
My dad actually has a double barrel 410 that is really fun. Crows. Yeah. You calm down. No. Oh. I'm trying to tell a story. I don't know what is all of a sudden. Dude. You are ridiculous, man. I'm trying to talk. You go lay down.
Have some respect.
You get down. You go lay down. Go lay down. Go lay down. Go lay down. You go lay down. Go get daddy a beer.
The way he just looked at me, he was like, "What you laughing at?"
You go get daddy a beer. Get out of here.
He's fucking your shit up, dude.
He needs to freaking relax, man.
He's getting you good, man. Oh, that's awesome.
But that's actually normal.
Yeah,
that's how he is. He's hyped up. He's cooped up. He's in the basement. He's bored. When he's bored, he just goes nuts like that. But anywho,
so we were shooting 7.5.
Yeah, we can go double check after the podcast, but I'm pretty sure it was 7.5. Really, really light, basic stuff. But the best for hitting clays, man, and winning competitions.
Yeah, you won. You won a couple times, didn't you?
3 out of 4, I think. It was either 3 out of 4 or 2 out of 3.
Or did I win one? Maybe I did win one.
Someone
I don't know.
won one, and it was either you or Brent. Definitely won AJ. AJ, it didn't matter if he even won a game of knockout. He was a loser since the beginning of that day. AJ, if you're listening, I hope you learned your lesson, because that was really dumb.
This is going out to tens of fans.
Yeah. Yeah. Look him up on Facebook at AJ.
Yeah, there you go. That's it. But yeah, and then you were talking about how was your dad shooting a 12 gauge as well?
Yeah, my dad has a couple, I think. So he brought one. He wants to get another one. He wants to get a newer one, and I'm ready to get something else too. I don't want to pump. I hate pump shotguns.
Oh yeah. So I was gonna say I saw there was one there. Was that your dad's? Or was that Brent's or maybe AJ's? I don't know whose it was.
Dad has a semi. I have a semi. And next time we go out there sometime, I just want you to shoot mine. I hate pump shotguns. They take too much work.
So I was, somebody had one there and somebody was shooting and I said, I don't even just shooting a shotgun once on Memorial Day, I was like, I think I'd rather have a semi-auto shotgun.
Yeah, it's like driving an automatic to a manual car. I want to drive the automatic. It's easier.
Yeah.
You know, it's
yeah, for sure.
It's, I don't know. I just don't like, especially if we're gonna be trap shooting, we're gonna be competition shooting.
Maybe a pump shotgun for like home defense or something. Maybe even then, I guess.
Well, Brent and Sarah has a tactical shotgun, and my dad has a tactical shotgun, and they're perfect for home defense. They're lightweight, shorter barrel. They're good. They do well, but trying to shoot clays with them, no. And it's just not for me. I don't like the pumps. They jam up. I feel like they jam up even more than the semis, but
they could. Yeah, I mean, I have no idea.
Just with my experience, I just feel like they're jamming up more. And
so when your dad was shooting, he was shooting with like a 9 as far as the shell.
Oh gosh, I don't know what size shot he was shooting.
Like when you say size shot, do you say like 7.5 grams? Is there like a weight to it, or do you just say like 7.5, 9? Like, do you like? How do you
say it that way?
Oh, okay,
I'm not an expert.
Okay,
but that's just how
so
I.
So someone's like, "What do you shoot?"
The bigger the number, the bigger the shot, and the bigger. The bigger projectile that's going to come out. So
and
you're
probably the bigger hunting you're doing if you're shooting a shotgun.
Yeah. The bigger the bird or whatever.
So 7.5 is perfect for clays because clays are so fragile, anyways.
Oh yeah, and it's really light, and they're like little pieces of lead, like little tiny pieces of lead that you're shooting out.
Yeah,
perfect, and that's good for. I pulled the duck.
I pulled the trigger and had my hand in front and didn't feel a thing.
Yeah, you're shooting sand shot.
Oh, is that what it was?
Yeah,
oh.
Or a napkin.
Well, next time I'll do the shotgun.
Napkin.
Napkin shot. That's a -2.
But there was a couple times I was shooting where I was up front and AJ was behind me, and I missed my first shot, and his gun would jam.
There's quite a bit of that.
Oh, I forgot that the safety was on, or like, yes. I mean, I got lucky.
Yeah.
I got lucky that a few times.
The best is when the first person misses and the second one misses too. You're like, well, let's do it again.
Yeah.
It was
my favorite is to hit the piece out of the.
That's pretty cool.
Like how I got you.
I mean that takes a little more skill. Yep. Well, but I figured out the key is like to shoot it to where there's no pieces for them to shoot.
Yeah, you got to dust it.
Yeah,
you got to dust it. So,
which at that range we were shooting, how does a spread work on a shotgun? Like,
you got to change it.
Like
I'll show you on mine when we're done here.
Oh, you can change the spread.
Yep.
Oh, like it's not the shells that you're using, is it? Do shells dictate spread though? Can you get shells like with less spread, or does that not really?
Not necessarily. It depends on the shotgun.
And then a buckshot's just like a big old bullet.
It's just a big ball.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Go cruise.
Buckshot.
Yeah.
Go lay down.
When we're done here, you gotta change something on the tip of the barrel that will change the spread of it.
And so, what would you?
Mine's the most narrow. I have mine set to the most narrow, but there's the most room for error.
Yes, right. Yeah. You have to be more accurate.
You have to be more accurate. So I have mine as it's shooting the most narrow as humanly possible.
So when would you change the spread? Would it be like a wider spread for like?
It depends. It just depends on what you want and what you shoot best with, and if you're hunting, what you're hunting.
Oh, okay. So a bunch of factors. So like if you're hunting a turkey, you probably want like a tighter spread.
I would want a tighter one because they're a turkey. They're not really moving fast.
Yeah.
If I'm
I see.
If I'm going after like waterfowl, ducks, or something like that,
or like quail, or like doves or something.
I'd want a little because they're moving so damn fast.
Yeah.
I'd want a wider spread, so less room for air. And then same with like dove or quail. Dude, this dog. This
he's on your neck. Oh, Jaron, the thing's about to.
This dog is so annoying.
Okay, there we go. And this is a stupid question too, so I'm a beginner. When you shoot it, and there's
I kind of am too. So.
Well, when you shoot it, and there's that little kind of like packet thing that goes out with it,
the wad.
Yeah. So what is that?
That is what holds
the shells,
or
the BBs.
Yeah.
Okay, and so when you shoot it, the BBs shoot out of it, and that just kind of shoots out.
Would recase shells. You should know this. Your dad, he had a
no,
at the house in Holden.
No, he did, but I don't think he did. I don't think he did shotgun shells.
I thought he did shotgun shells.
I thought he did just like,
okay,
hey, all right, shells.
Well, you put all your projectile into the wad, and that's what you see.
Okay.
That's what you see shooting out.
Okay, and then so you shoot your wad.
Yeah, pretty basically.
Yeah, no, that's a lot of fun. I did get to
You should come duck hunting with us then.
Maybe
Ryan wants to come. At least he said he will. He's married now. We'll see what happens.
So we'll
and AJ.
So who would cook it?
I'll cook it.
Okay.
We'll make some jalapeno poppers.
Oh, that sounds good.
Because you're not gonna eat duck by itself.
You have to season the crap out of it.
Yeah, I can season and marinate the crap out of it because it's really gamey.
Really gamey, yeah.
And then
is it tough?
No, I don't feel like it was tough. Actually, there's someone I know this last duck season came in and gave me a couple dead ducks.
Oh, really?
At work, yeah. and I ate them. Pretty good.
Yeah.
Wasn't bad. I actually made them into like more of like a fajita. Because it's mixed with peppers and a bunch of other stuff. But like same with like Dove. You're gonna want to put in like a jalapeno popper with like cream cheese and pepper and wrapped in bacon.
Oh, okay. Ooh,
yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah, so
pretty much you want to do stuff to drown out the taste of what you killed.
Basically. But it's still meat, it's still protein.
Yeah.
So you gotta have that in there. But you should come with us, or at least if you don't even want to hunt, you can just come watch.
I can be the trap.
You can call us. You can call the ducks in. You can call the ducks in. But last, the only hunting I've done on that property is crow, which is just for fun, and then
you don't cook crow,
and then dove. So we went dove hunting this last whenever dove season. I think November. Was it November? And we got one dove that Brent got. And I didn't eat it. He kept it for his kids, but the property at that time
wasn't built for to attract.
It wasn't a food source for these birds. I had the decoys out. The decoys were bringing in birds, but they just weren't doves.
Gotcha.
So he's got.
He just wants to be on a podcast.
No, he's being needy. So anyway, this season, I'm very hopeful that we'll get ducks and we'll get a lot of dove because there's going to be food sources out there. Hey,
how many shotguns do you have? Just one?
At the house, just one. We'll go with that.
Back? Yeah, we're back. Okay. What's our time at?
I'm gonna. You want to become a sandwich?
What's our time at?
I have no idea.
Just look down there, bottom right.
Bottom right. We've only been going 50 minutes.
Okay.
We haven't gone an hour. We can go a little bit longer.
Oh yeah, Cruz, get down.
Cruz, I just need to put him in his kennel.
Just put him upstairs and close the door if you want, I guess.
Nah, I don't trust him. Entertain him.
But yeah, we went there and shot some guns. It was a lot of fun. Shot my 9mm. That's always fun. I would like to get another pistol, but I don't think that's going to happen. Let's see. That's about it, guys. I really don't have much to say. I will say this though. Sometimes when you can them, sometimes it won't be there when you get back. But other times it could also show up. So that's what I was tripping on. But
the dog is put down.
Wait a minute.
Jeez.
Wait a minute.
You didn't hear that pop?
7.5 or 9?
Would you ever go hunting?
I'm not a big hunt. No, not really. I don't. It's just not me.
Is it because you don't like killing innocent animals?
No. It's nothing to do with the morale.
Agnostic about it. You're like, I don't.
Yeah, it's nothing to do with the morale.
No
it's
interest.
I don't want to get up early and then see one thing and miss it. And or
It's
shoot.
just not exciting to you.
Yeah. It's not my cup of tea.
In the same way.
Yeah. No, nothing about the morality of it. Not at all.
That's why I've been really trying to get into birds because it's more exciting. It's more exciting.
Why? Because you see
easier.
more.
It's easier to bring in.
I do like what you and your dad used to do, though. Is like whenever you would shoot a deer, you would take it to like a homeless shelter or someplace, and they would.
Well, no. We would take it to the butcher basically and just donate it.
Yeah. I like that idea.
And have them donate it to feed the harvesters or whatever the local place.
See,
here.
That's cool.
And feed a family.
I don't think I'd want to like shoot it and then go through the process of like skinning it and like
and I know hardcore hunters that they do that.
Oh,
they'll
absolutely.
hang it from a tree in
Nothing
the front
against
freaking
it.
yard or whatever, and that's what they use to feed their family. They put it in their deep freeze.
Yep,
that's just one way.
that
they feed their family.
No, I'm all for that.
Me and my dad, we just we didn't need to do that.
Yeah,
weren't interested really in it. Years ago in the 80s and I think even the 90s, that my dad did do that. He was skinning deer.
Yeah,
hang them from a tree in the front yard, and he's got photos and. That's how they did it then. But when I kind of came around, started hunting when I was a kid, 11 years old or whatever it was, we just didn't do that.
Yeah.
So, but I'm more wanting to get into the bird stuff because one, it's different. I've never done it in my life. I'm 30 years old and I've never done it. I've tried it. I just haven't been super successful at it. And I think it's because of the property that I've been hunting on, but it's up and coming. And, I'm just excited to do it because it is so fun. Like I've been crow hunting maybe 3-4 times now, and I've just been by myself, me and the dog. The dog's done well. He sits right by me. He's up looking in the sky. It's so fun putting that call on crows, and then you can hear them, 100, 200-300 yards away going. Gah, 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 gah,
and they come to you.
They're talking to you. You're calling them. You're talking back and forth, and then you just see them fly on in. And you're like. Oh, it's so exciting! Like they're gonna get closer. You like I don't know. It raises my adrenaline.
So I think I'd be more.
That's just crow.
Well, I think as far as hunting goes, it'd be more exciting for me to hunt for like predators who are going after like chickens and stuff, like bobcats or coyotes. Like,
let's go out to that property sometime and kill a couple coyotes.
I think I'd like that. I think that'd be more exciting than
And then we can keep the fur.
Okay. Get some skulls.
Well, like my nephew, do you see his coyote fur?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
My uncle gave that to him, and I want one. So we got, and there's coyotes out in that property because I've been out there a couple times a night, and all you hear is them yapping, howling, and they're not that far away.
Okay.
So all we gotta do is call them in.
What would you hunt them with, like an AR?
AR. All we got to do is call them in. I got a call for.
Oh boy, what do you call them? How you doing?
Hey, come here, cats. That's what we do.
Come here, cats.
Get over here. We got fresh meat over here.
Chicken.
And they just come in going. And then,
what'd you say?
What'd you say? You said something about some sausage, and then they come in and you just shoot them right between the eyes.
Yep,
bitch.
I did do the Joe Exotic pistol shoot.
You did. I liked it.
I
liked it. But no, we should go out there. We can stay the night out there, but because they're nocturnal or mainly, so we'll go out there and we'll shoot them.
Yeah, I see. That would be more. That to me is exciting.
What we'll do is we'll go down there, try to get a squirrel as bait.
Okay.
And we'll throw it out in the field. I got a predator call. I never showed you my predator call. Oh,
is it scary?
No.
Have you heard of that Mayan death whistle? And it's spooky, man. You should look it up.
The Mayan death whistle?
Yeah. That's a sponsorship idea right there. It's weird. We'll look it up later, but
okay.
But okay, yeah. Do you have to? So I know for like, isn't it like a duck call? You have to like do something with your mouth while you're making the call.
I can show you after the podcast. I got a duck call, a couple of them actually. I got a teal call and then it's like I can show you. I'm self-taught. I've just YouTube videos, so I'm no expert by any means. All that stuff I'm doing is just self-taught and just watching other people. But you kind of hum. You're not really like blowing into it like a whistle. You're kind of like.
I see.
So,
I see.
And I can show you that after
like a bass drum.
It gets the dog really hyped up.
Oh, does it really?
The duck call. Actually, the predator call does too because it's just coyotes howling and stuff, and then crows and.
Do you think crews would do? Well, would you bring crews out there if you're hunting coyotes at night?
No. When I was out
crews
there,
could be the bait.
Yeah. When I was out there a couple months
Run 'em
ago,
across the
I
field.
actually stayed the night, and me and my brother-in-law were out there. This is before they lived out there full time, and it was rainy, and I wanted to go hunt coyotes. I brought the AR because I wanted to coyotes out that night. It was rainy. Every time I'd let the dog outside, I went and watched him on the back porch because you can hear coyotes like 50 yards on the other side of the fence.
Dang, that's close.
At least it seemed like they were that close. Do
they have cameras on their property?
I got, of course, I got their security cameras around the house.
Yeah, but
I did get Brent a trail cam for Christmas. I don't know if he's done anything with it yet, but he's seen coyotes out there, absolutely.
Yeah.
But he hasn't had any predator problems attacking the chickens yet.
That's good. Well, he has a pretty good coop though, so kind of protect.
He's actually got it pretty good. I mean, they are free range, but they free range in a chicken run.
Yeah.
Over the chicken run, he's good idea. He's got wire over it, so
Yep.
owls.
Yep, exactly. Yep.
And vultures.
Bald eagles.
Bald eagles fly over that property all the time.
Do they really?
Yep.
Oh
Seen
my
it a couple
gosh.
times.
Wow.
Beautiful birds.
Oh, huge.
As soon as you see these birds, I'm telling you, in the first time, I've seen bald eagles like in the wild before through binoculars. First time I've experienced like being up close to a bald eagle. I'm talking within like 20 yards. I was out coyoting. I was out kayaking, and it was me, Ryan, and another friend of ours, and we're out kayaking, and eagle flew right over us as we're on the river.
That's cool.
And it would go on a tree on the bank, and as soon as we get kind of close, it would go to another tree. It would just basically follow.
Yeah.
We were following it down the bank, and there was one where I got almost under it, and I couldn't get my phone out quick enough, and I took a blurry ass photo.
Oh.
And I go nuts for that nature stuff, man.
That's
it's
cool.
Just beautiful
Yeah,
birds,
yeah.
man. Like you see that stuff. Like there's a lot of people who can't say they've seen that or been that close to like a wild bald eagle. Actually, when we camped out that night, we camped out on a peninsula on the river, and we woke up the next morning. three bald eagles right outside above our tent, basically.
You know, it would be
Just
real.
watching us, or like just watching for fish or whatever.
That's pretty cool.
And I just remember, I don't even think I saw him. I think it was Ryan. He's like, dude, look at the eagle. And I get out, poke my head out of the tent. Like,
You were still naked. You know,
Yeah,
you
yeah,
boys
still
are still naked.
and I'm like, holy cow,
Y'all shared a
man.
tent.
Holy cow, man. It's one of those things that when you see that stuff out in nature, for me, it changed. It like,
It's
I don't know,
humbling.
man.
It's humbling.
It is humbling, and it really puts things in perspective. Like, you're super small.
Yeah.
At least for me, everyone's different when it comes to that kind of stuff. But bald eagles, man, they do it for me.
That's cool.
Beautiful bird, and it's patriotic. We live in the U.S.
Have you ever been shit on by one? That's American.
No, I was actually trying to get under it because I was going to catch it in a mason jar and
Sell it.
sell it. But that never happened either.
Genuine
so.
bald eagle scat.
But some people, like, I don't know if you're like a nature person or anything. That's why I like going out to Creighton, because it's just a good getaway and it's really peaceful.
Man, it's just to be
It's
out.
quiet.
I mean, there is something special just being out there with nature, away from like, all the kind of things that take our mind
Well,
away from.
a lot of people don't have this experience too if you don't deer hunt. And I haven't deer hunted in a few years, but I did for 15 years straight or longer than that. And when you get out there at 5 a.m, and you get up in the deer stand, you can kind of listen to the rest of the world wake up.
Yes. Yep.
And you can hear owls. You can hear the squirrels start to come out of the trees. And it is dead quiet. You can hear squirrel 100 yards away.
That's cool.
I mean,
yeah.
You can hear the owls start to go, ooh, it's awesome.
Yeah, that's one of the things I liked about Holt was like
Awesome.
at night, quiet down. Also, too, out in the country, you can see storms rolling in.
Yeah.
Waking up early, and like you said, you just hear the
My
world
favorite
wake up.
is
and,
actually like in the fall time and winter time, because you're not listening to the bugs and the frogs drowning out all that.
No, that's true.
You're hearing the real animals, like
Yeah,
the mammals, and
Yep.
you could see a hawk, or an eagle fly over, or I don't know, man. There's just a lot of the most memorable experiences that I've had have been in like
in
out
nature,
in nature.
yeah.
So
Yeah, and that's cool because like I think that kind of takes us down a road of like where do you kind of like find God sometimes?
Yeah.
And some people find God in like nature. Some people in the stars and stuff, and they like looking at the stars. Some people do it just by maybe meditation or something. And like there is something kind of awe-inspiring and powerful out in nature because like these sounds that you hear when the world is kind of asleep, those are sounds that like have been around since the beginning of time. Like it's just raw, it's life, like
that's what draws people into hunting.
Yeah, well, I understand that too. Also too, I think maybe part of the reason like with fishing too is maybe you might not catch anything, but you're out there just hanging out, like just on the waters and stuff. And
I'm not having fun if I'm not catching fish, though.
Yeah.
I'm
not
that in love with fishing. I do like to fish, but if I'm not catching anything, I'm done.
You're bored, you're done.
I'm done. But,
yeah. But I mean, it is, just to be out there, it really is. Because then you start thinking like when you're the only one awake or something, like, like we're just like a speck, like.
We're kind
of
like
you said, it puts things in perspective.
Yeah,
and it's humbling.
It humbles you,
and it makes you think about the bigger things going on. And yeah, man, I think that's a good way to kind of end the podcast. I think like just finding where you find your peace at. Because there's a lot of things that keep us distracted, and taking that time. Like for me, nature's one of them. I mean, but I'm a space guy. I love stars. Like one of the things I want to do sometime, maybe this summer or sometime, is go out where you can see the galaxy. Like just go out.
I've seen it,
and
it was
middle of nowhere.
So this was a question asked to me like 5 years ago. Like, what's the most beautiful thing you've ever seen in your life? And one time it was our senior year of high school. The day we graduated, me, Ryan, and a couple of friends went out to the Salisbury, Missouri, middle of nowhere. No city lights, nothing. We were staying in a cabin next to a cattle pond. And it was late at night, and I had to go take a pee or something. Jump out of the cabin, jump out of my bunk, and I go and start taking a pee on the side of this cabin. And I looked up. I didn't even think to look up, but I looked up, and I can see the swirls. You can see the Milky Way going across. You can see you can't have a night there and not see a shooting star.
Yeah.
A dozen shooting stars. Is this the most amazing thing
That's
I've ever
something
seen
I want to do
life.
soon. I want to do that soon.
It's the most amazing thing. We probably wouldn't get that in Creighton.
No. I'm not expecting to. I'm just saying, like, going to like the Badlands, or something like that.
It is seriously the most beautiful thing I've ever seen in my life. It's just like, are you kidding me? I thought that was just out of movies. It's not.
Yeah,
that's
now,
a real
you want to
thing.
talk about something humbling? Seeing that, man. Seeing how all those stars are like a sun. Yep. I mean, like, man, that puts things in perspective. I mean, like
multiple galaxies.
Sometimes it might make you like afraid. Like, holy crap! Like we're literally floating on a rock in space.
It was actually it was crazy.
That's
to see.
Awesome.
I mean, just galaxy here, a galaxy there, a galaxy there. I mean, they're just everywhere. And then I remember there's like this fog. And I asked my friend, I was like, "What is that like big line?" He goes, "That's the Milky Way." And I'm like,
that's nuts, man.
What? You asked me, that's nuts.
How far is Salisbury from here?
Oh, I don't know, a couple hours.
Not bad. Okay.
Couple 3.
Was it on a buddy's land or something?
Well, buddy's family.
Okay.
His family's got like, of course, this is 12 years ago, 12 years ago. So,
yeah. A long time ago.
Yeah, a while ago. And it's something even that long ago I will never forget.
Yeah, that's
the image
awesome.
is like ingrained into my brain. Like I have to see it again. But I will never forget it. But I have to see that again.
Yeah.
I was just like, holy cow,
Yeah. Man, how
Pretty
small
amazing.
we are and stuff. That's crazy.
Yeah.
And kind of like put your problems in perspective too, like, because like some things that we stress out about are in the grand scheme of things are like minute.
Nothing.
Yeah, nothing. But I think that'll do it for our second podcast of the year.
Second freaking podcast of the year. Woo! Now what?
Well, now we go shower together.